Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of Railway Empire 2. It's been a very long time since my previous episode, and there were lots of reasons for it. First of all, I was suffering from crashes. I've shown that in some of the previous episodes already. So that was one of the problems. I haven't solved it yet. Things are improving though. At least that's the good news. But it's still not gone. Then the second thing I was suffering from is having a lot of problems here because I basically lacked one track for passing through. So I have been demolishing the station and everything around it. Rebuild it so I can have 8 tracks up here right now, which makes things a lot easier to handle. And if I'm actually a smart guy, which I always claim to be, but somehow not really, huh? I would have done that. And this means everything is back on the pause again, so I'll let the game run while I'm explaining things. Um, so I rebuilt the station. As you can see, I made a minor mistake, but that'll solve itself now. And hopefully all the holding up we had still running because the color changed and you see the steam and the smoke still moving. And here we go. But hopefully with that all the hold-ups we had over here are gone now. So that's something. Then I unlocked vegetables, canned vegetables. So that's what we're producing in Brussels now. And that should actually be dropped off here, which it isn't, which means I need to reorganize the warehouse. It should be one city needing it. I also started toys, and the toys are being produced in Eindhoven. However, Eindhoven was having beer, so I had to remove the beer industry, the breweries. I needed to check on all the routes visiting Eindhoven and picking up beer because that beer needed to be redirected. Fortunate for me, it wasn't that much. Amsterdam was picking it up, Brussels and Lille were picking it up, but I could divert those to Paris, so problem solved, at least for now. So with the toy industry, I should start editing some routes here. Van Wijk, track free, confirm. Amsterdam supply, track 1. Because everything passing through here is actually able to use the bypass. furniture transport increasing distance. On 2. I'm going to put Groningen on 4. On 3. And that's a problem. Because it doesn't want on 3. What about 4? Varus. Where's Varus? Aha! Found the culprit. Found it. I need to adjust some tracks. And now it works. The problem I had, which I hadn't spotted, moving from Groningen to Hamburg, coming back, and it had to move from Groningen to Varus. And that isn't working the way it should. Actually, it still isn't. That explains a few things. So I need to get that train from this track to that track. If I make a curve, I need to go under. Here it's on top. This may be the better solution eventually. like that. Yeah, which means son of a gun. This means most likely that everything is going to recalculate again. So Varus Groningen, and it's taking the wrong direction. Okay, then from Groningen to Hamburg, from Hamburg back to Groningen, from Groningen to Van Wijk, Van Wijk to Groningen, and Groningen naar Varus, like that. Problem solved. Okay, that problem is solved, with the exception of one thing. Van Wijk, track free, confirm. I think this is the easier option now. Van Wijk, Amsterdam, track 1, confirm. Supply number 2 is also to track 1. Yep. Bremen Steel Tools, track 2. And supply also track 2. Why does it? Move this one? Never mind. Brussels. Like let's put it on free. Kassel can be dropped on free as well. We got 22 trains here. Amazing. Kassel track free. Chemical could be dropped off on free as well. Chemical already is on free. Okay. Ceramics on 4. Do I actually? No, I don't. So there's no use to drive there unless I remove the paper. Paper. Remove paper and drop the ceramics in. Ceramics. Going to 4. Eindhoven. Going to. Wait, I only have 4 trains. Five to 8 are the ones for my passenger trains. Maybe I should have done a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 instead. Frankfurt. That means I still have 5 trains visiting that station. But they may actually be a little bit more spread out. I also need to set up a route to get iron and the wood, the logs to Eindhoven so I can actually start producing toys. Yeah, I'm almost there. Another thing I had the past month was I have been playing along a little bit. Not that much, but I have been playing along a little bit. What is that? So we're going to pick some technologies in a bit. And hopefully the thing will be working out fine. I'm also missing two trains. No, I'm not. I think I'm not. Counterclockwise and clockwise. No, counterclockwise mail and counterclockwise passengers. Yeah, I am missing two trains. Does this one even need to go to Van Wyk? No, not anymore. So the mail is going to 5 to from 5 to 8. One and 5. And this one has the holder. That one is having the Saxon. And 1 on 6. So those are spread out now. The only question I have now is Groningen. Central clockwise isn't visiting Van Wyk. Why not? Amsterdam, Groningen. Ah, that's why. Simply didn't have to. Okay, that leaves me a nice opportunity later to add the two outer stations, outer tracks for my luxury trains. I'm going to save for a moment, just in case, because all these trains will be recalculating their routes now. All routes of the trains will be recalculated, and that may take a while. But things should be spreading out a little bit more now. At least money is moving, so the game is running. At least my trains will be spreading out. They will still wait every once in a while, but if they're able to start spreading out over here, then things may become easier. In solving that big traffic jam we have over there all the time. At least my bypass is still working, which is nice. And as long as we have that red, and there it goes. As long as we have that red bar, means track aren't free yet. There it goes. There goes to Brussels, there goes to Amsterdam Supply, there goes Eindhoven. See, this is what I wanted to do earlier, but I was lacking one track, and that made things very complicated. It's still possible that all my trains are moving into a wrong direction right now. We still have the holdups because of the supply tower. Things should improve though. So I said I need another route. What I'm going to do is using the steel we have here, but instead of moving it to Schwerin for tools, I'm going to move this to Eindhoven. So, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to open the research first. Because, like I said, we have quite some available right now. First of all, the Harrison suspension system. Speeds your locomotives can corner by an additional 10%. We've got dynamite. I don't need it right now. More important, I can unlock the Forcuno P0340 or the P0340 for those who don't speak French. And that one is having a speed of 86 kilometers an hour. I'm using the Saxon for my mail, and I'm using still the Holder with 82 for my passenger trains, which means with this one I can put everything under the same locomotive and have a maximum speed of 86 kilometers an hour with, unfortunately, worse tractive power. That's the only disadvantage. I've got 1200 points left. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. I am not using any tunnels currently, but okay. Reducing the use of water, sand and oil is very good. Revenue for mailbags increase. Yes, please. 200 left. Cost of recruiting. That one is cost reduction. Let's start with that one. In-service training in the personnel office is dropped. Total drop is 25% right now. This is nice, but I don't actually have a recruiting anymore. So I'm going to need 300 points, which is 10 months. To get everything. No, 400 points. 400 points. And we are in 1869. It's getting tricky right now. Sooner or later, one should probably pop up as an auction. This one did, and I missed it. The whole problem is I've been missing a few auctions because I was riding along, and then it pops up the moment you have 3 seconds left. Yeah, sorry, too late. So we'll see. That's what our express train is going to look like. And actually, that's the standard look. In this case, it looks very nice. Locomotive. All express. $272. Once again, it takes time for the game to load now. Done. Let's check. All is... No. Never mind. I was about to say everything is paused right now, but sort of make sense. Mail train. Porcano. Everything is on the Porcano right now. So, done. Which means there's one more thing to do. I can't pick the Saxon, although it's mixed, because of speed 80 versus 65. I think this one looks better with him as the Saxon does. Okay, claimers. Iron. Bremen. I will set everything right later. From Bremen naar Albrecht. Back to Bremen. To Eindhoven. And I'm curious how it's going now. Very well. To Van Wijk. Now I need to figure out where I actually dropped it off. Let's put it on platform 2. Actually, no. Famous because I need the wood. Eindhoven again. Using the bypass, very nice. And from Eindhoven to Van Wijk. Yeah. So I start with iron. Coal. Picking up steel. So I need up here I'm able to drop it on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, yeah, I am. Once again on 5. Eindhoven. On roads. Gamers. You know what? 2. And this one on 1. Only loading wood this time. Off to Eindhoven. Can I drop it on 5 or 7 up here? I can. To Van Wijk, where I drop everything off and don't pick up a thing. Done. 3 trains. Confirm. So that's what the train looks like. I have decided to keep the standard colors for my cargo trains. And in this case, and what's his name? consolidation, it turned out to be very nice. I actually like this kind of blue on the train. So we're going to follow the train in this view and not in the ride along view. I also need to keep my mouse busy every once in a while. The reason I'm doing it like this time is we have a nice view of the locomotive and all the movements of the axles and wheels, but also a nice view on cars. And I'm curious as to how the cars with toys are going to look like. Also, if an auction pops up this time, I will be able to actually see it in time. So I got a new industry. I got a new transport route, and I've got a new, well, actually not a new, I've replaced a station, so that's looking better too. But hang on. Ah, that's the new lock. So this is what that locomotive looks like. Not bad. This is looking better as the previous one. The Holder and the Saxon, which I think were more tank locomotives as they are called, because they're short, bulky. These are actually longer. Longer boiler, probably to get more steam, to get more power, etc. etc. Waiting. Yeah. Loss 3.2 million. Yeah, of course. I lost a million on freight. I lost close to a million on passengers. Still no luxury ones. And I lost a million on mail. I lost 3 million on production. Ooh. So 4 million loss in total. Staff costs, maintenance are reduced. Maintenance post. That reminds me, I need to build a maintenance post. Operating cost is overhead lines is less. That's odd. Fuel dropped. So my expenses dropped by 2 million and I still lost money. 3 million. And this, well, look at that. 17 million for my locomotives. Good thing I got it. And a factory. Actually, two factories. 157,000 passengers. 5,000 less. Ah, that explains. I removed, because of a deadlock, I removed a train. a passenger train for my list and a mail train for my list. That's why we have this problem. 190 days in breakdowns. That's also having its reasons. Still, one share is 49 million, so my company value is going up again. Things are this is weird. I think this is when I took over my last competitor and started adjusting things. It's going down, now it's going up again. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of I've been making lots of changes in the time that I try to actually play this without crashing. But my delays are going up. That's not good. We still don't have the luxury passengers yet. A little bit of a boxy habit, by the way. Not just on this one, also at the other one. We'll see in a bit because it will pass us at some point. There it is. Let's pause now. See how boxy this one is. You would expect that if they have started with a curved roof here, that this would be less boxy either. But they haven't. Shouldn't be too long before exactly it starts moving again. Also, that toy factory is at a loss at the moment because I don't have any production yet. It will change. But that brings me back to what I've said before. You need to plan so much in advance. It's sometimes a little bit ridiculous, and having the option to reserve a spot in a city actually makes things better. Because you can divert the productions and you can use warehouses to store goods in rural stations and use the rural station as the center of operations and not a city. What's that train doing with the steel? So from here we're going to pick up coal. That's the plan anyway. We still need to deal with cement. We still have oil I need to process. Another one.
Blasted. The blackmailer was actually serious and
Serious and committed sabotage. Where? Yeah, that part is looking less traveled. Okay. Ah, here. Between Montpellier and Toulouse. So that's my route between Italy and Spain. That's actually being hit. Albrecht, which is up there. We're going to pick up some coal. Let's check Bremen. For a moment. We have 27 iron, 19 coal, but no steel, which probably means there's no demand. And yeah, using tools in Schwerin. 40 steel, 100%. No wood. So I'm not producing tools. Kramers. Bremen. Of to Schwerin without anything being servered. Of to Schwerin with iron. Okay. Kremers, Bremen, Albrecht, Bremen, Kremers. Bremen, Schwerin, Kremers, Schwerin, Van Wijk, Bremen. that I would have enough trains to deliver the wood, but apparently I don't. Or, didn't check that. No, that's not the problem either. I am picking up enough. I am producing enough. It's simply not picking up everything I need. And we got that blasted horn over and over again. Nothing I can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because it basically happens close to each and every signal. Or when another train is approaching it. So there's nothing I can do about it. Do I have a new technology unlocked? Start with that one. Because it doesn't matter that much. Cement in 1870. The luxury passengers are showing up in 18, 19. I thought it was 18. There it is, luxury train ride. So in the 1880s, 20 years from where I am now. At that point, I'm able to get a new passenger route going. The funny thing is, I'm also able to start using the electric locomotives. I mean, 122, and this one is already doing 107. But I'm able to do electric locomotive for cargo or even mixed. So, going to be fun. Let's survive the 1870s first because we have cement I need to put in. At some point I need to do confectionery. So there's still a lot I need to redirect, I'm afraid. Things are looking more beautiful the further we get into the age. Well, basically nothing changes. I mean, the environment remains the same. The only difference are my tracks are being added, my stations are being added, and uh, my trains improving. But it still somehow is looking more beautiful at the moment. Okay, waiting for him. Going to take the short turn in Kutuzda. And we still gotta hold up. Not for long. Okay. I think, but that's just a guess, because of the faster acceleration and the faster speed of trains, things won't enter a deadlock as fast as it used to do. Because a station is cleared sooner, and because of that, it's easier for trains to avoid another one and get back into the station platform for loading, unloading. So, and of course with the Van Wyck change I did, everything is running more smooth in that area, so it won't enter a deadlock up there, which eventually have its benefits all over the network. Here we are, picking up coal, together with another one. They're being served right. Let's check. Level 4. Hmm. Hey, no coal needed in Bremen. Okay. Ugh, ugh. I think the smoke is a little bit in our disadvantage right now. So we aren't picking up any coal. Well, we already noticed there was a lot of steel waiting in Bremen. So it's likely because I'm lacking some wood in, what is it, Vering, that we don't need to bring hole because the steel production is basically stopped up there. So we'll see what's going to happen. Maybe I should add another train on that Schwerin route to get more wood delivered up there. Going to resupply. Yep. Let's see how many playmates we're actually doing. I also need to think which platforms I'm going to drop off my luxury passengers at some point. Without running into problems for each station. That's for the future though. Let's not look ahead too much. Because I have no idea what's going to happen. Not all speeds are top speeds, though it is improving when it's doing curves. This is actually somewhat worse location, though not as bad as it used to be. Okay, let's see. Are we loading up on steel? No, we're not. Why not? Because we do have, no, we don't have steel available. But I do have a demand for steel. Uh-huh. That's why. Um, Shoot, that means Where does this come from? That one. That means I can basically change my routing Schmid, Strasbourg, Ekman, Strasbourg, Thibodeau, Strasbourg. Okay, 5 trains. Is waiting on itself. I think I need to redo that toys route instead. Let me think, because if I'm able to pick up my steel here, then I can actually start with picking up wood here, that to Eindhoven, picking up steel there, take that to Eindhoven, and taking the toys. I don't even need to drop off the toys in here, because I can drop them off here. Track 1. That possible? No, track 1 is probably passenger train. Track 5? Track 5 is possible. Eindhoven. Let's see. track 8, no 7. Ah, I see the problem. So that isn't working. I have, however, an idea. Um, Eindhoven. If I pick up, take it to Van Wijk, and I'm putting the paper back in Van Wijk. No pottery needed. Toys are being removed, so I don't have to worry about that. Track 2, platform 2. Then from Van Wijk to Eindhoven, where we will pick up the toys, drop it off in Tibeto. I need to check which platform I'm going to use for this. Platform 2. To Tibeto, where I will drop this off. Platform 1. Yeah. Priority on steel. Eindhoven. To Tibeto. To Eindhoven. But I'm still having a problem with the last step, because I need to get wood. And Mangold is the nearest. Another option is actually do this. And if we have a look at the routing now, Tibeto, Eindhoven, going back. Yeah, that works. Here we go again, recalculating. I should have saved before I actually unpaused the game. Well, there's movement. Come on, you can do it. And I got a pretty good PC right now, so the problem is not GPU, it's really the CPU. So this one is actually doing the way it should be done right now. That one is off to Tibet though, which I still got problems here, and then within a few seconds they're all gone. Now this is weird. Would have been a lot more useful if it actually took the bypass. Never mind. Oh, I forgot something. Groningen. I said I can remove the toys and put back the paper. Groningen. Edit. Done. So far so good actually, with the exception of my research points. It's going to take the longest possible route with all kinds of, probably all kinds of redirections and whatever. Because I basically changed it from full running to nothing to a full route again. So 1 and 2 will probably have some problems for a while at least. get adjusted to what they actually have to do, while 3 immediately started and mangled. So that one will be running its complete routing right away. It's moving up pretty fast actually, but the water maintenance both will be done in a bit. Lots of signals right now. Well, that kind of makes sense. Given all the switches and other things I've been adding. Here we are, Thibodeau stop. Time to do some maintenance. Probably resupplying on water at some point. Not here, okay. How's number 2 doing? Off to Eindhoven. How's number 3 doing? Off to Van Wijk. That's odd. Oh, never mind. Because it started in Mangold. 3, 4. Well, that seems to work. Full load of steel. Good. And that looks like this. This is looking good though. Looking quite good. Although some trains keep waiting. In general, things are looking good. 16,100. Okay. And we got toys. Whoa. Well, that's unexpected. I wasn't expecting that to happen. Now I only need the right angle for this train. So we can have a look at the passenger car, the cargo car. See what symbol it has. Hey, what the hell? Knock it off. Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. Okay, so it's a boxcar with a nice teddy bear on it. That's what I wanted to know. I was pushing Alt instead of space. More steel, sugar. I wonder what else is being loaded. Lots of sugar. We'll have to take a look at that one later. I can do that once I'm done with today's episode, recording today's episode. This is my one of the bigger problems here. That I got so many trains coming over two tracks, two platforms, that I simply can't divert everything in the right way. If I've been looking at it, if I try to move two tracks on him, I'm getting so many problems. I actually did it at some point. It was a terrible result, so I even removed that save. $16.10. Okay. And off to Mount Gold, which is taking this one and pretty soon split off to him. Sort of like now. And somewhere along the way we will reach flying water. So that's working. But the fact I was able to use tools and pick them up. That's tools. Toys, not tools, toys. That was really a big surprise. So I'm curious, and we can do that now. Destination Amsterdam. And another one coming in, which is good. We also had that one, leaving 200 points required. That's 7 months. We got 6 months to go. Is 180. And we have 60, makes 240 points. So it's going to be a close call, but we are going to make it. Also good news. So once this train enters Mangold Station, I will end today's recording. Looks like things are working. We are producing tools, not that many, but we are producing tools. So that part is working. Very nice actually. I'm very happy with that. Which means I can focus on the next task to come, the cement and later the sweets. Think of it. I'm not able to move to because Thibodeau is over there. Eindhoven, Cologne, Trekner, Strasbourg, Albrecht, Strasbourg. Thibodeau. Look at that. Four, last last quarter we had 3 million loss. Now we have 4 million profit. Not enough though. More freight, more passengers, more mail. Production is improving. Also more expenses on what? Operating costs are up again. MISC is going up. Miscellaneous. I don't know what that one is. So my expenses are increasing. Oh, that's the bidding most likely. Little bit track construction. 300 freight increase. 500, no, 50,000 passengers. 5,000 passengers. Slightly less mail. More goods produced. Travel distance is increasing. Delays and breakdowns are dropping. Good. So no need to check the rest. I need Mangold, Eindhoven. Albrecht, am I able to switch between the two? I am. Albrecht, Strasbourg. Eckermann, Strasbourg. Then I can skip Thibodeau. It's no use actually. Oh, we already have quite an amount of blocks. Population Amsterdam is actually dropping. Let's have a look. Missing grain, blocks, sugar, vegetables, apple, planks, too much cheese, salt, furniture, tools, ceramics, canned foods, and toys. But we have a free on a train. Question is which train? That one. This also explains why it takes so long before it's resupplied. Really need to do something about those tracks, I think. Because this is causing a lot of delays now. I really should do something about it. Okay, so that's going to be my next offline project. Redirecting train routing near Eindhoven. So I'm able to use 4 platforms from Brussels and 4 platforms from Cologne directions. That one is going to resupply. because two platforms obviously isn't working anymore now. Too many trains having a problem. On the other hand, I still don't have that many lockups, so things keep on working. That's right, because I've got 4 tracks dedicated for the southern route. There we are. Sugar first. Okay. And the choice. Here we are. 16,100 again. Which means Amsterdam is now having some sugar, 20%, not good enough though, and 20% on tools. Okay, and we have another research. Let's see, auction or well-being. This is making things easier because that is dropped by 30% now. Very nice. Okay, now, yeah, sure. Breakdown. Really. Not waiting on Amsterdam's supply, it's waiting on him. Still, with the 7-track station, trains were often up to this point, waiting up to that point. So, with that in mind, things have improved a lot. Not completely, but it has improved a lot. Because there are quite a few trains less here. The only thing I need to do it now is here. This is 4 tracks. So I should move those two this way. That means this needs to be removed. We'll see about that next episode. For now, thanks for watching. It's been almost 2 hours, so quite a lot. Still, thanks for watching. I do hope you've been enjoying this. I did. It's nice to play this game for 2 hours without it actually having to crash. So with that in mind, I was very pleased. I hope everybody's having a good week, and I'll be seeing you next week. Goodbye.